back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to share a video with you that was shared with me by two other women on YouTube. Deb from the Urbane channel and I'm Still Workin. And so I'm Still Workin did this recipe a couple months back of a meatless sausage out of food storage. And I was intrigued to do it then, but time gets away from you and you don't do it. And then Deb put up a video and did it and gave a review on this, and I thought, I have got to do this. And so I couldn't get the link to work from I'm Still Workin for the original recipe. So I'm basically going by what the two women did, and I appreciate both of you very much. I hope that this does your recipes justice. I'm probably going to tweak mine a little bit, but that's what we do. And I think this is important. I'm Still Workin pointed out that the more people that can see this, the better off some of us will be. It would be, in a prepper's view, very important to have this recipe in your arsenal. And for somebody that's trying to save money or do one day a week, do a weekless weeknight or meatless weeknight, I think that this would be a really valuable recipe to have on hand, and it looks really easy. So I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm doing a double batch so I can share some and maybe send some back with my husband. And so I hope it inspires you to stay along. I'm going to be using a couple Wild Tree products in the process, so I've got my link below. You can go over there and shop for products, or maybe sign up and be a rep and earn some extra money because that fiscal cliff is already affecting us. So that being said, you can also go visit my Facebook page and maybe hit the like button, join in on the conversation. All right, guys, come on, let's go make some meatless sausage from food storage. All right, so I'm glad you stayed, and since this is the first time I've made this, hopefully you'll bear with me. I'm gonna do a couple of things different, but I'm not gonna vary too far off the recipe. I'm making a double recipe of what they did just because of I want to be able to send some of this, and this will be great for breakfast sandwiches this week. I think it's going to be a great thing to have in my arsenal. Anyway, so I've got 2 cups of oatmeal. Now, they did not say whether I was going to use quick oats or not, so I'm using these. And I think we all have these backed up. Anyways, I've got 4 whole eggs. Now you could use egg powder if you wanted to. And I do have whole egg powder, but I decided to do it this way. Okay, now I need, let's see, sage. You need sage anytime you're doing sausage, and so I think. So about 3 teaspoons of sage. I piled that up, 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, I'm going to add some, because I always put this in my sausages, because I've made sausage for years. I'm going to do a little bit of smoked paprika, about 1/2 teaspoon. It calls for parsley, 1 teaspoon, so I need 2 teaspoons of parsley. I like lots of parsley, so actually I'm going to use a little bit extra. I need to take the lid off. This was not helping me. There we go. Parsley, never a bad thing. I don't think you could get too much of that. And both of them, I believe, commented on maybe tweaking this a little bit differently. So onion powder or onion flakes. Now I'm going to use Wild Tree's absolutely onion blend. I have dehydrated onions and they're fabulous, but I'm going to do it this way. Call me a rebel. This is a combination of onion flakes and powder, and it's absolutely delicious. It tastes like a sweet Vidalia onion. So I'm putting 2 teaspoons of that down in there. It smells amazing too. Dill weed. We've got dill. Let's see. We want, I didn't write down how much dill. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of dry dill. And know that when your spices are simmering in that broth, they're rehydrating and all the flavors being released. It's just fabulous. I've got celery salt. I'm just going to put down maybe a half a teaspoon of that in there. I've got some salt. And cracked black pepper. And it calls for quite a bit. I'm going to put some peppercorns down in my processor. I have in my little mini chopper here, processor, I have the rosemary and fennel that it calls for in here just to get that chopped up a little bit. And so I put the pepper in there as well. And I do want some red pepper flakes. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of that. And maybe a little bit more. We like our sausage spicy, So in this, I have my rosemary and fennel, which is 2 teaspoons of each. I'm going to go ahead and put my celery seed in there as well. I'm doing a teaspoon of that. Celery can be, you can omit any of these, tweak it any way you like. Get this together, give it a whirl. Pretty good. It's not as good as the spice grinder. Actually, I might go ahead and get my spice grinder. I'll be right back after I grind that up. Okay, that was quick and easy. So I've got my spices that are in here. Now they're all where they can rehydrate very easily and you're not going to bite down on a big chunk of anything. And so now we want to just start mixing this up. I can't wait till these are done because I'm hungry. And your egg is your binder, so it smells good. Okay, and I'm going to actually let this sit for just a second while I get my pan ready, and I'm going to make this into patties for you. I guess I can show you one here. I'm putting, oh, you know what I forgot? Garlic. Oh my gosh. I would not be a happy girl. I need garlic. Lots of garlic. So good, healthy 3 teaspoons of my homemade garlic powder. I would have gone, what is missing? Oh, and then I do want to add a little bit of Wild Tree's beef bouillon powder. You could use whatever bouillon powder you have, but that's what I have, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of that down in there. That'll just add a little extra flavor. It's not salty at all, so you're not going to get a lot of salt from that. Okay. Let's make up a patty, and I can see by the looks of it, it's going to be like what I'm Still Working was saying. You really have to squeeze the liquid out. Okay. I want good-sized patties. I'd like them to be able to fit onto an English muffin for my breakfast sandwiches. So I'm going to do it that way. Look how pretty. Okay, so I'm going to get the rest of these all pattied up, and we will meet you at the stove. Actually, it made less than I thought it would. Maybe my patties are just a lot bigger than the other girls, but I'm gonna use some of my delicious Wild Tree smoky bacon flavored grapeseed oil to give this a little bit of a smoky flavor. And you could actually add, I'm sure, liquid smoke in here if you wanted a smoked sausage kind of a flair to it. So I'm going to go ahead, that was the last of that bottle. And my pan is pretty hot. Somebody mentioned you could probably not do this part of the recipe and just go straight to the simmering, which I think you could, but you might not get the same texture then. It might change the texture. And this is a big patty right here. So if these come out right, I might make another batch of these and just have them on hand. I'm excited. Deb made me really want to try these. It sounded like they were absolutely delicious, and she loved them, so I thought, you know, I better do this. And you know, duplicating videos out there on YouTube, I don't see anything wrong with it because everyone engages with someone differently. So I might engage with I'm Still Workin' differently than somebody else might, and vice versa. I mean, it's a big community out there, and we all like to do our videos, so I think it's good that we share. And I talked to both the women prior to putting this video up and made sure it was okay with them and told them that I was going to do this. So anyway, there you go. So I've got 6 beautiful patties, and really it's a pretty quick and easy breakfast. Now I can have one this morning for breakfast. Let me zoom in a little bit. Back there on the other burner is the, I've got some beef broth going to simmer them in. But, okay, so let's zoom in and give you a big close-up of those. Yum. Okay, so I'm going to brown these off on both sides, and then I'll show you what comes next. Okay, so as you can see, these have just browned off beautifully. They actually browned pretty quickly, and it firms up this patty. Where they were a little bit, their integrity was a little weak when I first put them in here. In fact, they could break apart. But they crisp up really nicely, and it kind of toasts those oats. So now they go into the simmering pot of broth. Now you could use vegetable broth, you could use beef stock. If you had some pork stock, you could do that. They're going to simmer in this for 20 minutes, and I'm just putting them on top of each other, and then I'll bring them back to this pan again to brown them one more time. So 20 minutes, we'll be back. I've turned my burner off, so. Okay, it's on a low simmer. I'll bring it over and let you see. And there they are. We're just going to let them simmer away for 20 minutes. All right, guys. Okay, so now these are done, as you can hear. Clear my timer. Okay, so I'm going to turn this burner off. These simmered in here in this broth for 20 minutes. I've got this pan heating back up. I'm going to turn it down for now because it's starting to smoke. And ever so carefully, I'm going to get these out of here. I'm just going to put them over here on a paper towel, just so they're not, water or broth isn't going into that hot pan. They've already, now they look like sausage to me. That's weird. Everything's rehydrated. And can't wait to taste these. Okay. All right, now that I've got those, I'm going to take this and I'll zoom you in. Look how pretty those look. Okay, let me get you zoomed into the fry pan, steam and all. All right, now we can get these down. All right, turn my pan back up. Brown these off. One more time. And I know they all fit, so. This last one in here. And these are, if you think about it, these are going to be less fat than sausage. I mean, sausage, my gosh, can be 16-17% fat. So, all right. So I'm going to bring you back as soon as I'm done with this portion of it, and I'm going to plate it up and give you a taste test. All right, guys. Finally, it's finally done. I'm so excited. So I browned these off for a second time, and I think both steps are necessary. I'm just guessing. So I'm going to take this top one here, and I love Tabasco on mine. I'll give you an honest opinion of what I think about these. And the texture, it looks like sausage. Look at the inside here. Let's zoom you in as close as I can get without getting blurry, but it looks delicious. It's still hot. Ooh. Are we gonna get blurry? Hold on a minute. No, that's too close. That looks like as close as we can get without it getting blurry, unfortunately. So the texture, it crumbles like a sausage would, like I'm Still Working said. It feels like sausage. Wow. Let's give this a big bite. Wow, I really like it. Still needs a little bit more, maybe a little kick of some cayenne and some more salt. But that is delicious. I'm excited. It really, if I didn't know that wasn't meat, you know, because some meat substitutes like TVP and whatnot, they're really soft and they don't feel like meat in on your palate at all. This, if I didn't know better, it feels like meat. It's got the exact same texture as sausage. I'm going to be having this every morning for breakfast. Until these are gone anyways for the rest of the week. I'm going to have my husband do a taste test too. A little Tabasco. I could see this being in pasta sauce, on pizza for sure, because the fennel has that flavor. Wow, it's really, really good. Sorry. So, as always, I hope this inspires you to try something new. I really hope it inspires you to try this recipe. You can change it up any way you want, as long as I think you have the correct amount of oatmeal and eggs. That would be what I think. And spice it however you like. It's a quick and easy recipe to have on hand, and what a great replacement for meat. I don't need to have sausage that's fatty and over the top, not good for me. I can have this instead and incorporate oatmeal into my diet because that is healthier for us. So that being said, I hope if you like this, you give me a thumbs up. And if you really like it, go over and check out Deb and I'm Still Working. All right, guys. See you next time. God bless.